Hello everybody, this is Vicious and welcome back to another video. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to sit down and do a follow-up to the Splatoon beta video that I did a few weeks ago. Since the game is officially out there for all of you to enjoy. I am enjoying this game immensely. I pretty much spent my entire weekend playing Splatoon with randoms and friends. So I pretty much have the full experience of the game so far. So I thought it'd be fun to talk about some of the things I like about the game and some of the things I don't like about the game. So, I guess we'll start with the multiplayer aspect of this game, since that's pretty much the meat and potatoes of Splatoon. So, gameplay-wise, the multiplayer is pretty much the same thing. Nothing different. It's pretty much the same time limit for matches. It's fast-paced, it's in your face, ink everything, paint the world as much as you can. Other than that, multiplayer is pretty much the same thing. Nothing's really changed except maybe a few maps. That's about it. So I guess we'll talk about the single-player aspect of this game, which is really unique. Now, I thought the single-player of this was going to be just a tutorial for multiplayer, which some games do that these days. They don't want to flesh out a big, humongous single-player mode because more people are going to be focused on the multiplayer aspect of this game. But thankfully, Nintendo was like, hey, look, let's make a really fun and unique story and actually make people want to play it. And they did. So one of the big aspects of the single player is, of course, the boss fights. And the boss fights are crazy fun. I love them. Each boss is really, like, unique in a way, and you have to be, like, kind of careful how you fight them because they can kind of wreck you pretty quick. So those bosses have some really nasty attacks, but it's also a great way to learn the controls and understand everything. Especially the splat shot, if that's your kind of thing. Because when you do play single player, you can't bring your equipment or your weapons from the multiplayer into it because they kind of just hook you up with a kind of generic set of equipment to use. But you can upgrade it through points that you get throughout playing levels and boss fights and stuff. So save up those points, upgrade your weapons and bombs and stuff, and have fun that way. So yeah, when you beat a boss, you unlock a blueprint. A blueprint will unlock a special variant of one of the weapons that you have already. So, for instance, you beat the first boss of the single player. That will give you a blueprint for a Splattershot Junior that has different sub-weapons and special abilities attached to them. So, it kind of gives you more of an option to work with, which is really, cool. And I can't wait to finish up the rest of the single player. I'm only on World 3 so far, so I still have a bit ways to go. But from what I've experienced so far from the single player, it's really fun, and I highly recommend you guys giving it a shot. Just don't stick to the multiplayer. Definitely get out there, unlock those extra weapons, and, just hang out with Captain Cuttlefish, because he's awesome. I love me some Captain Cuttlefish. Nothing wrong with Captain Cuttlefish. So, one big thing about multiplayer is, of course, the customization. Of course, you can buy different weapons, you can buy different pieces of clothing. I do like the clothing, because they all come with their special abilities. Everybody's kind of different. So you can kind of mix and match and create your own, like, perfect inkling, in that sense. And your perfect weapon, your perfect loadout, and all that other stuff. Though it's going to take some time because you're not going to have access to every weapon right off the bat. Of course, this game does have a leveling system. So as you progress through the levels, you unlock more weapons. You unlock more powerful clothing. And of course, you do get some extra stuff from the amiibos themselves. So if you do have the amiibos, you can unlock 3 extra costumes. The Inkling Boy gives you a samurai costume, the Inkling Girl gives you like a schoolgirl outfit, and the Inkling, or the Squid itself actually, gives you like this really cool armor form, which you actually saw in that last fight. The guy wearing that full set of armor, that is from the Squid amiibo. So, if you want to get that Squid amiibo, I'm pretty sure the triple pack is still out there for you to buy, so definitely grab that if you want to get it. I'm probably just going to grab the Inkling Boy and Girl and just call it a day, because I don't know, I don't think fighting for it right now. And by the time I actually have the money to actually spend for that and not, not need it for other things or saving it for the convention I'm going to, it's probably going to be going by then. So yeah, the customizations of this game, the equipment that you get. So, every piece of equipment has special abilities attached to them. Of course, when you buy it right off the bat, it has one ability already unlocked on it. Now, each of them vary as you buy different ones, but they also have sub-abilities on them. As you gain points in matches, those points will go into your experience for leveling and your experience for your sub-abilities on your equipment. And also money as well, because you kind of need money to buy all this stuff. So yeah, as you play more games, you'll get more points, and you'll level up those sub-abilities. Now once you get enough points on those sub-abilities, they unlock on your equipment, and now you get more of a variety to your equipment now. So that's really, really cool. I enjoy that. And I can't wait to get to the higher level so I can have like 4 sub-abilities on me and like another extra ability. It's going to be crazy. I'm going to try to make like a perfect splat roller if I can. That's my goal, to make the perfect splat roller. But I still got a long way to go because I'm only like level 11 at this point. And trust me, leveling up, it's going to take you some time unless you can really rack up the points. But then again, you really got to know what you're doing. And I'm not the best at this game yet, so as you tell, I'm not the greatest player. And I admit that. I am not the best player of video games, but I still enjoy them. That's what matters. You enjoy video games. If you want to be the best, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of competitive games out there for you. And there's also ranked battles for you in this as well, if you feel like getting that competition in you going. But I'm going to give you a warning though, if you do the ranked battles, watch out because they will drain your experience if you lose. So that's always something to look forward to when losing in ranked battles. I guarantee I would get my butt stomped in ranked battles, so that's why I'm not going anywhere near it. So, yeah, some of the new weapons they introduced in this game are really, really cool. You're seeing one of the DLC weapons right now, which is the Ink Brush. I love this weapon just because you go all Hokuto no Ken with it. You just kind of flail it around your arm. Like, wow! Like crazy. It's awesome. It does cover a good amount of area, and you are kind of fast when you're doing your running mode. But you're not going to cover as much area in running mode, so don't rely too much on for covering areas. Your goal is to, like, you know, just swing it around and cover as much as you can. And just make people's days really crappy because you're just chucking paint in their face. So another weapon that wasn't a part of the beta was the Jet Squelcher. The Jet Squelcher is pretty much a splatter shot, except it has extra range to it. Now, I like the weapon. I haven't been doing too well with it, but from what I use from it so far, it's actually really useful if you're really good with guns. I'm not that great with guns. I do have a few friends that are really, really good with them. And they wreck my face every time, so everybody has their own thing. And there's also another weapon out there as well. This is the 52 Gal. This is another gun. This is sort of like the heavy splatter shot, if you're going for that kind of feel to it. Basically, it's a more powerful splatter shot, but there are some downsides to it. Your range is not that great, and when you're firing it and walking, you are super slow, so you're kind of an open target for anybody fast. So you have to be very careful when using it. And there's also, you know, a sniper rifle that has a scope on it this time, so it's not just a charger anymore, you actually have a scope. So you can go for that whole sniper feel if you want to. I'm not much of a sniper. I like to be on the battlefield and into the mix of everything, so I try to use like every like gun and weapon that will get me out in the front line, because I just don't like sitting back, it's boring. Also, apparently squids cannot swim in this game. That's Nintendo logic for you folks. So yeah, weapons I experienced so far, they're really fun. The other DLC weapon that we have available to us right now is the N-Zap, which is pretty much just a Nintendo Zapper. Its rate of fire is really, really good, but everything else is kind of like on it. So you're not going to deal a lot of damage, and you're not going to cover a lot with the range of it. So it's pretty much like a close quarters combat weapon. If you're feeling like, you know, you could do that. You have to be careful though, because splat rollers are still rampant. A lot of people believe that the splat roller is the like ultimate weapon in this game, but trust me, it's really not. You can definitely counteract this a lot more now with the official game, so don't get too cocky with the splat roller, people. Don't. I will find you. Or I do something like that and just squish because I wasn't paying attention. So yeah, like I said, the weapons so far are really, really fun. Definitely get out there and get those variants if you can. Level up your character more so you can unlock the more powerful versions of those weapons as well. I believe when you hit like level like 15 to 20, you unlock really powerful variants of those weapons. I mean, like, they are going to have some downsides to them, but they are quite powerful. I believe the splat roller you get from reaching level 20, it can almost one-shot everybody. It's ridiculous. but then you're really, really slow, so people can just prey upon you. So, like I said, everything has a downside. Every weapon has an upside and a downside, so I'm very happy about that. So, one of the big things to the weapons are, of course, sub-weapons and special abilities. Every weapon has different sub-weapons and special abilities. Now, the two special abilities that I see used a lot are the Ink Strike, which is one I'm using right now, and the Kraken. So you saw the Ink Strike in action. Pretty much you fire a gigantic missile, and it will cover an area that you point out on the gamepad. The Kraken, which you also saw last game, is pretty much you become an invulnerable death machine. There are abilities that will increase the duration of that, so you can pretty much go on a rampage and just destroy things. But I'm going to give you a heads up for those who don't know how to use the Kraken correctly, because at first I wasn't sure how to use the Kraken and how to get kills with it. But when you jump, you do an attack. So if you're using the Kraken, make sure to jump, and you'll do some serious damage. Just seriously, pop the Kraken, get out there in the middle of the battle, and just try to kill as many people as you can get. Because even though you're not really going for kills in this game, taking care of certain players will allow your team to really push up and get those areas covered. Definitely worth getting out there and just try to help your team as much as possible. Teamwork is very important in this game. You don't really need the voice command, but you do have to work as a team. Because if you try to go off on your own and try to do your own thing, you're going to fail. Because, like I said, you have to cover a certain amount of area. And I believe that every team, composition should at least have like one splat roller just to cover a good amount of area. I don't know, going like 4 splat rollers is really overkill, and half the time I dread it because, oh god, we're gonna get wrecked, because I had one game where it was like 4 splat rollers versus 4 people with the guns. I mean, they're gonna just destroy us, but somehow we won. Somehow we pushed back really hard and we won. So, yeah, splat rollers are good, but they're not the end-all, be-all of this game. And I keep calling for that splat roller, I guess because it's my weapon of choice. So yeah, there are some interesting sub-weapons as well. You have the Sprinkler, which is really good for those areas that are kind of like a top. I mean, there are a few maps that have like these gigantic towers that everybody fights for. Dropping a Sprinkler on top of that, really good idea. Just watch out though, because everybody's going to be running for that tower. I know the skate park has one. I think the mall has one as well. That's sure that middle area everybody guns for. I'm not sure of any other maps that I know of that has that big gigantic area everybody seems to go for. But yeah, the skate park, from what I've seen so far, that tower is pretty much the deciding factor half the time. So remember, when you're playing that map, gun for that tower and try to take control of it. Try to set up your team. I don't try to go for the tower itself, I just try to set it up for my team to go up there and try to catch it. Like I said, most of the fighting will happen around there. Also, I love the fact that that person completely missed me with their Kraken ability. Go me! So, some other interesting abilities and sub-weapons is the Echo Locator, which is a special ability that sub-weapons have. This special ability will show the location of all your enemies on the map for your teammates. So it's super useful to have. It's not used a lot, but I still think it's super useful. And it's really underrated. So if you have the Echo Locator, use it as much as you can and help your team as much as possible, because it is super useful. And of course, there are other sub-weapons like the Sprinkler Wall. There's like a, my bad, not Sprinkler Wall, it's a spray wall. Pretty much you throw out this pole out there, and it shoots out like ink in like a sort of wall formation, and it pretty much blocks shots coming your way. So you pretty much have like a shield wall. Now I believe it actually does damage too, so if an enemy tries to run through it, they're gonna get wrecked. But it will block your shots, so you just can't hide behind a wall and just fire through it. It's a wall after all, so can't get crazy. So anyway, guys, that's pretty much all I have to say about this game. I mean, I like it. There are some things I don't like about it. There's the matchmaking system really needs a lot of work. There's the lobby system definitely needs a lot of work. But those are the only 2 gripes I ever have with the game. That's it. Everything else is super fun. And I hope you guys pick up this game and give it a shot. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching the video. Have a great day and take care.